Hi everybody, Dacob here. Welcome back to my channel. Today I will do a review and comparison between CHANEL Coco Noir Eau de Parfum and CHANEL Coco Noir Pure Essence Extract or Parfum. I have, as you can see, broken this little, what do you call this little thing? The little stamp, the little wax stamp that was on here. And let's open it up. Here we have some of it. I'm going to just dab it on here very lightly. Maybe we could do two. Oop. And let's see how this works. This is how it looks on the inside. White. This should have been black too. This doesn't look very nice, does it? White on black. So the residue, the perfume. Okay, so rub it off. All right, so the left wrist has the Coco Noir Pure Perfume, gorgeous bottle. I still believe this is not crystal. I think this is glass, but who knows? And then we have the Coco Noir. I only have a very little left. I'm gonna have to buy a new one when this one's empty. 100 milliliter, it's dusty, 100 milliliter eau de parfum. I'm gonna spray it on this hand. There you go. Okay, so this is how they look. This is the biggest format you can buy is 100 ml for now. Maybe they're gonna do 200, who knows? And the 15 ml pure parfum. All right, so now I am going to let them develop a little bit. First impression, let's see. Yeah, I mean, if a Chanel perfume can be considered vulgar, then we probably can't. But the eau de parfum is a bit aggressive. It bites you when you smell it. Just, you know, the head notes. So it does give you that impression of, I'm there, I'm a good perfume, you're gonna love it, but give me some time, I'm not quite there yet. So now that I finally have the pure perfume, yeah, total different story, to be perfectly honest with you, because, you know, as with most Chanel pure perfumes, even though people think that pure perfume is more concentrated, so it's more aggressive, more powerful, more potent, more strong, the sillage is stronger, that's not the case. Usually their pure essences and perfumes are close to the skin, more subtle, more elegant, the composition is more balanced, everything is just there, you know, where the eau de parfum is more like this and eau de toilette is like that. the pure perfume is like doing this, basically, if that makes any sense. I hope it makes some sense, because to me it does, but it might not make any sense to you. So, pure perfume is like that right now, you know? And eau de parfum is doing this. Which means in my head this creates a potential headache, but it doesn't, because I mean, I obviously used almost the entire bottle, so there's like very little left. Yeah, it's up to here, basically. What's left of the liquid. What can I say? Pure perfume is the way to go for me. This one kills it in a good way. It's from the beginning on close to the skin. It doesn't bite. It doesn't send any weird animalic, alcoholic, aldehydic scent out there. It just stays to the cream. It feels very creamy, stays close to the skin, very deep. It's like you're smelling it through layers and layers of creamy, but in a good way, like greasy, creamy layers of softness and slight sweetness, but also sophisticated darkness. And here we get the beginning of the noir. It gets darker I mean, there's the patchouli, the fruity, the whatever. Let's just take off. I have here on the internet something, you know, typical review people do. So what do these perfumes actually have in them? Top notes: grapefruit. I might sense the cheapness of the grapefruit in the eau de parfum, but I do not sense it at all in the parfum. Bergamot, Calabrian bergamot, heart notes, rose, yes, I do sense it in both. Narcissus, more in the pure perfume. Rose, geranium leaf, and jasmine. Jasmine, very present in both, I would say. Base notes: tonka bean, sandalwood, vanilla, patchouli, and white musk. Frankincense. Coco Noir was created by Jacques Polk and Christopher Sheldrake. Sandalwood, you know, from the first whiff, we have sandalwood in here. It's as if the base notes, would we say, yeah. It's as if the base notes were more present from the beginning in the pure perfume, and the eau de parfum kind of struggles. They struggle to show up. It's as if, like, kind of, you know, the more richer, more expensive ingredients were less abundant here and more prominent here. This one is more fresh. You could even, I mean, if there's such a thing as reminiscent of, even though this perfume was created in 2012, or was released in 2012, it's still, eau de parfum is reminiscent of 80s and 90s to me, totally. It has that kind of potent capacity in itself, or, you know, it has that potential. This one is more modern, believe it or not. Yeah, this one goes in a totally different direction. It's warmer and deeper. It stays zesty. It's like up there. It has that fruity patchouli thing going on. Not so much though, but then it has that warmth, that textured, layered warmth down there. And there's more tonka bean here for sure. And it makes you just want to stick to it, you know. This one repels you a little bit in the beginning. I mean, we're still in the head note phase. When I first bought this one, and I bought it as soon as it came out in 2012, you know, it did have that weird, a lot of people would say that it smelled like Chanel Coco Mademoiselle. It doesn't at all. But back in the day, I kind of could understand why that comparison would appear from some people. But especially now that the pure perfume is out and I smell it's just light years away. And them two together, like smelling them, you know, on and off, the two combined, really give the full-on story, like the complete circle of what Coco Noir really is. So this one, it's as if the Coco Noir de Parfum would be kind of suggesting to you what the potential is of this perfume, and here we kind of finally arrive. You know, it's not always the case with all Chanel perfumes. Some pure perfumes from Chanel actually do smell better in eau de toilette form, or in eau de parfum form, or in parfum form. In this case, for me, personally, the parfum is the way to go. It's extremely elegant. It's extremely unisex, believe it or not. And it's not aggressive. This one is very fruity and fresh still now, you know. I'm still smelling all that, what do we have it here? Yeah, the bergamot is there from Calabria. The grapefruit is still there. I'm struggling to find the rose, but slowly the geranium leaf, the jasmine is kicking in, but we're still far away from, I mean, vanilla is always there because vanilla is such a, I have to say, it's such a cheap ingredient, you know. You can even cook with vanilla at home. You have the little vanilla roots and things. So to me, the vanilla, whatever, you have to add it probably to balance out some other ingredients that would be perhaps bitter or something, but it's unnecessary. Of course, you do smell it. It's omnipresent everywhere. You use a vanilla, you're going to smell it. You smell it in both of these, but here less than here. Interesting enough. Yeah, this one is so rich, and it just like embraces your hand, your wrist, and it like snuggles it like that. And this one goes more like, it's more pulsating outwards. That's the biggest comparison or explanation I could give you. Now, as far as sillage goes, because I've been often asked to talk about sillage and I never do, I don't know why. I mean, I know why, because as I told you in other reviews of mine, I use perfume to kind of protect myself. I create rather a barrier. Rather than making it pleasant for other people, I want to protect myself from other people, so I use really cloying perfume sometimes if I want to be alone in the crowd. And if I'm really in a good mood and more communicative and talkative, I would use a more pleasant and interesting scent that would kind of appeal to people and attract them more to me. This one would attract people to you. This one bounces them off. This one bounces off. This one attracts. Is that interesting? The same perfume, but to different kind of concentrations, create different reactions. Now I'm talking about this one only in the beginning phases. Right now, where it's still on its top notes, it kind of bounces off. But slowly, as it warms up to your body and it hits the what are we talking about? The heart notes and the base notes, it does tend to attract more. So I would suggest personally, I mean, if you're a guy and you want to use it, depends on your chemistry, but to kind of, put it on at least half an hour before you leave the house. This one. This one you can put on whenever you want. It's perfection from the first second. And it's very, very, very gentle and subtle, but extremely sophisticated. So sillage, this one is out there. It's like it's there. And then, if you were to have a sleeve up and closed, it's going to stay on your sleeve. If you put it here, I put perfume always on the chest as well. You're going to get whiffs of it for hours and hours. Even in the next day, your clothes will smell, but they will smell amazingly well. In fact, what I do a lot with this one is I perfume more the clothes than the skin, because I think on the clothes it develops much nicer. This one is going to stay really close to my skin, so I'll put it here, there, and right there, and that's it. I would suggest using this in winter time and the whole day. Maybe, I don't know, I said in another review, like maybe in the evening, but actually you could use it whenever you want. It's so good and pleasant. This one, evening summer scent. Now, the first promotional image that Chanel made for this one was Coco Chanel, I think in the 30s I think in the 30s, on a gondola or something similar to a gondola, some sort of boat in Venice, and it was a black and white picture, and I think it resembles this perfume very well. It is very Baroque in its way. So, in fact, black is not really, black is absence of color. Black is not a color. In fact, if you, point this bottle towards the light and you see through it, it's purpley. So all blacks have either a red base or a blue base to create the illusion of black. Then the rest is an illusion that our eyes think, we think we see black, or the light, or this kind of color combinations, the molecules kind of bounce off the light or absorb it completely, so we don't actually see the color. But black is not always something dark, mysterious, and deep. Black can be also considered a symbol of opulence, and richness. And I think adding, Venetian Baroque to this perfume is the right kind of definition of black. It's a velvety black, and it's a black that, when you go with your finger over velvet, and especially if it's in the sun, and you do this over it, you're going to see like little bits of dust or something like flying off of it, just in the counter light, like hitting, in the backlight, hitting the textile. That type of black that emanates particles of something. It could be shiny or opaque or matte according to how the light, hits it. That's a specific type of black, and that's this noir. That's the type of noir that this perfume represents to me. It's not like a black room, an empty black room with dark wooden floors and the smell of wood in the background. No. It's more this thick velvet that when you pass over with a finger, the dust kind of flies off of it. And some people have said it's like being in a library with old books, going through the books. Yes, you could compare that. Well, you can't really compare it, but you could add the two together. Being the eau de parfum as fresh as it is, especially in the beginning process of its development on the skin, you can definitely combine it with deeper textures. For those of you out there who are still smokers, this fits very well with smoke, with tabac, with that smokiness, because it balances it out very well. It's a great comparison, the two of them together. This one, not really. This is more elegant. This one is more like you're with yourself. You don't need anything. You don't need to add anything to yourself here. This is just you and eventually a partner. This one you can add. It's like a Lego. You know, you can add other bricks on top of it. You use this, then you read a newspaper. You have that smell of fresh printed ink on the newspaper. You can add to it, you know, an old book, being in the library, smoking a cigar or a cigarillo or just a normal cigarette. Smelling stuff, even in the subway. You know that smell that some subways have? It's awkward, but it combines very well with this one. So this is literally more of a combination. Actually, this one is more playful if you think of it that way, because you can really combine it with other scents and smells, and it's interesting. This one is like, you know what? I'm good. Leave me alone. You know, I'm like that. And this one, as we said before, is like this. So, God, we're up to 16 minutes. Let's wrap it up. I suggest both. You know, if you're more into the deeper side of the sandal, go for the parfum. If you're more for the fresh, younger version of Coco Noir that requires playfulness and skills as to how to dose it and how to manage it, go for the eau de parfum. I'll keep on using both. This one more for sophisticated moments, this one more for the subway. But in the best way possible, imaginable, subway, if that's possible at all. Thank you guys so much for watching. Give me a thumbs up on this video if you liked it. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Subscribe to my videos or to my channel, and hope to see you very soon. Take care, everybody. Have fun. Bye.